Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to create a website with design looking like this. So as you can see, I've included this logo. Also there is a beautiful button hover effect in this button, and as well this. Also I've included these links, and I have center them at the center. I put them at the center. Also I've included the social media links and the beautiful lookup of the website, as you can see. So this website, I'm going to show you how you can create something look like this. So let's get started. But before proceeding, consider subscribing to this channel, guys. If you like this video, give me thumbs up, smash the like button there. So let's get started. On my desktop I have this folder, and inside this folder I have the images folder, where I put the image, all images I need to be applied to my work. So I've already included in the same folder the HTML file and the CSS file, and I've already opened these two files on my code in my code editor. So if I open my code editor, which is Visual Studio Code, you can see this is the HTML file, and this is the CSS file. I have already declared the general HTML code, as you can see here, also the general CSS file, general CSS code, this one. So now I'm going to link the CSS file to this HTML. So now I'm going to link will be, and then now I'm going to start writing the HTML code, and then go to styling. So I'm going to have the outer container. Let me give it a class container, and inside this class I'm going to put the nav, and inside this nav I'm going to have the image. Let me put the pass of the images will be, let me take off this alternative text, and also I'm going to add the UL. So an ordered list, and inside this ordered list I'm going to put the three links. So let me duplicate it two more times. Okay, this one will be, and this one will be stuff. So this one will be Bora. So now I'm going to put the the button here, and I'm going to put it in the anchor tag. So this button will be register now. So this is my nav. So let me go and start styling this, but before, let me save these changes, and come and refresh it and open it in a web browser. So if I come here and open it in a web browser, you can see how it look like. So we're going to style this nav. So let's come back to our CSS file here, and now I'm going to start targeting the outer div, which is the container. So for class container, let me declare this. I'm going to give it a width will be 100%, and I'm going to give the height, which now will be full screen. As well, I'm going to give the background. So the background here will be, let's give it a radio gradient, and the color will be white and orange. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to position relative, and then I'm going to set overflow to hidden. So now I'm going to target the nav inside this container div. So target the nav. For this nav, I'm going to, because there are three items inside this navs, there are these images, also this UL tag, and then the anchor tag. So I'm going to display flex to align them horizontally. Now let's come back to our set the display to flex. Let me align the items at the center. Okay, let me also just my content. There will be space between, to leave the space between them, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to declare the margin and the padding. So the margin for this, let's say our margin will be 0 pixels, 50 pixels. Also, I'm going to give it a padding, which is going to be Set the pixels top and bottom, then the pixels left and right, and I am going to set the font size for this. It will be 17 pixels, and I'm going to change the font to increase the boldness of the text. So the font weight here will be this one. Okay, now let me shift to the UL tag. So I'm going to target the UL tag right now, an ordered list, and I'm going to set the list style to none. Or let's shift to our list. So inside the nav, go to UL, then LI inside the list. What we are going to do, we are going to align them horizontally. So let's go in the display inline block. What we are going to do, we are going to set the margin from right. So the margin light here will be, let's give them 35 pixels to leave the space between these links. So I'm going to, let's set the color text. So here will be white, it will be black, and let's say, okay, so we put let's include the font weight. The, the font weight here will be this one. Okay, now let me save these changes. If I come back here and I refresh the page, you can see how it look like. So let's proceed with this one, anchor tag. To target the anchor tag in this, let's say it is nav. And inside the nav there is anchor tag. So inside this anchor tag, we are going to set the text decoration to none. So our text decoration here will be none, and we are going to give it a color. So the text color will be white, and we are going to give it the background. So background here will be this one, and we are going to set the let's give it a border to set also the, and what we are going to do right now, I'm going to set the border radius. The border radius for this will be 20 pixels, and I'm going to set the padding for this button. So the padding here will be 15 pixels, top and bottom also 30 pixels, left and right, and I'm going to set the cursor to point out. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to save these changes. If I come back here to the page and I refresh, you can see how it look like. So I'm going to finish the over effect to this button. To add the over effect to this button, let's come back to our code, and there it is now. Then anchor tag, and then whenever the anchor tag is hover, I'm also hovering, I'm going to change the background. So the background color will be, let's give it a crimson, and we need to add the transition. So transition for this hovering effect will be 0.5 seconds. Okay, let me save these changes. And if I come back here and I refresh the page, you can see there is a beautiful of effect, and it takes some delay of 0.5 seconds. So I have already finished this. Now let me go back to my HTML code. And now I'm going to add another class, but it will be inside the container class, but outside of the nav tag. So let me give it a class of the circle. And inside this class, I'm going to put the image. So let me copy this and come and paste it here. And let me, I'm going to change the pass to this one. Okay, now I'm going to save these changes. You can see how it look like. So let's consider styling of this. Now I'm going to target the circle class. Okay, let me come here and I'm going to target the circle class. So for this, I'm going to give it a background. The background here, I'm going to give it is crimson, and I'm going to give it a width and a height. So our width here will be these pixels. Also, I'm going to give the height 70 pixels, and I'm going to set the border radius. Our border radius will be 50% because I want it to be a complete circle, and I'm going to position it absolute. So let me set position to absolute. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to say to position it. So I'm going to say right. Okay, right will be 10 pixels, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to say 0. And let me save these changes. Okay, now you can see how it look like. We need to proceed with the styling of this div. Okay, let me come back here and add a box shadow for this. So box shadow will be minus pixels, also will be 100 pixels as well, 0 pixels, and its color will be this one. Let me save these changes. Okay, so this is a box shadow we added. So let's come back and style the image inside this class. Now I'm going to target the image. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give the width and the height. So the width will be, also I'm going to give the height. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to position it. So I'm going to position absolute, and I'm going to position it. So I'm going to position from top will be, let's give it minus 5%, and I'm going to position from right will be 7%. So if I'm going to save these changes and then refresh the page, you can see how it look like. So let me come back to my HTML because I've already finished with this class. Now I'm going to add another class which I'm going to put the text inside it. So let me go out of this simple class, and then I'm going to create another class. Let me give it a text class. And inside this class, I'm going to have h1. So it will be h1, and then for this h1, let's say also I'm going to add h2, and let me say and then as well I'm going to add the paragraph. Let me also add the anchor tag below this one. So therefore this will be, let's see, it will be okay. Let me save these changes. If I come back to our web page and then refresh this page, you can see now how it look like, guys. So let's start with styling this div. Okay, let's come back to our CSS file, and now I'm going to target the text class. Now I'm going to target the text class. So let me say the text. And for this class, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a width. Now will be 60%. Also, I'm going to give the text color will be, give it white. Also, I'm going to set the line height. Line height. Line height will be 1.5. Also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to align all the text. So the text align will be center, and I'm going to position it absolute. So position here will be position absolute, and I'm going to set from the top. From the top will be, let me give it 5 this percent. Also, I'm going to set from left. So lefty will be set is 40%. Now I'm going to transform it in a, so let me transform, then I'm going to translate. I'm going to translate now will be minus 50%, also minus 50%. Okay. If let me save these changes. You can see, let me proceed with styling. Now I'm going to target the H1, so will be text then H1. For this section, I'm going to include the font size. So the font size here will be 3 REM, and I'm going to include the font weight, the boldness of the text. So the font weight here also will be given this one, and I'm going to set the text color here to black. Now I'm going to target the H2. So text and H2. For this H2 also, I'm going to set the font size. The font size will be 2 REM, and I'm going to set the font weight. Our font weight here will be 700, and I'm going to give it a color. So the text color will be black also. Now I'm going to target the paragraph. So to target the paragraph. Okay, for paragraph, I'm going to set the font weight. Let me give it a font weight of this one, and then I'm going to set the margin bottom. So margin bottom here will be, let me give it a 30 pixels. Okay. Now let me proceed with the anchor tag inside this class. As you can see, inside this class there is anchor tag here. Say, so now I'm going to target the anchor tag. So for the anchor tag, what I'm going to do, to say text then anchor tag, and come back above here where there is an anchor tag. So let me also copy this. Copy this, and I'm coming at the bottom, and I just what to do is paste it here. So let me do some modification here. You can see this will be also what I'm going to change right now. I'm going to, let me say, yeah, I'm going to add this one, and I'm also going to add this. Let me give it back. Also, okay, let me save these changes. If I come back to the website now and I refresh the page, you will see now it somehow look good. It looks somehow much good than before. So let's add the over effect here. So add the over effect to anchor tag. I'm going to target the text class and anchor tag, then over. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the background. So the background will be crimson. As well, I'm going to change the text color. So the text color will be white. So with this one. Okay. Let me save these changes, and I come back to refresh the page again. Now you can see also there is a beautiful delay, which is 0.5 seconds. We added the here, this one, this line of code. It's at the transition, some delay. Over the anchor tag. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to this HTML file, and then I'm going to go out of the text class. Now I'm going to create another div. Let me give it the class of social, and inside this I'm going to just let me copy this and then hit the paste. Okay, now I'm going to change this to also I'm going to change this one to so let's change this will be clearer. Okay, let me save these changes and I come back here to the CSS file. Okay, now I'm going to target the social class. So to target the social class, social, and then this social I'm going to do the background. So the background will be the background color for this will be fixed, and I'm going to give it a width and height. So let me say the width. This here will be 180 pixels, and I'm going to give it a height. Height will be, let me give it, I'm going to set the border radius. So our border radius will be 20 pixels as well. I'm going to set the padding. So the padding for this one, padding will be 10 pixels top and bottom, and then 17 pixels left and right. And I'm going to, okay, let me copy something. Let me copy this. Come back here, paste it, and I'm going to justify content. So our justify content will be now space around. Now I'm going to position it. So the position will be absolute, and I'm going to position it from left. From left it will be 5%, and I'm going to position also from the bottom. So from the bottom will be also 10%. Okay, now let me target the images. So give the social and IMG tags. Going to give it a width of 40 pixels. I'm going to give it also the height. Also will be 40 pixels. Okay, let me save these changes and then refresh. You can see how it look like. So this is as intended. So guys, this is all about this video. Consider subscribing. Okay, give me thumbs up, smash the like button there. So let me do another time.